This is the kind of deal that every single small investor says that they ultimately want, but they almost never actually get a chance to buy it. It gives you scale, it gives you actual income, it gives you an already in place management system, and it's a true nine cap right from day one. So let's pop it open, just see what we're working with here. This is not like the normal speculative apartment deal where you have to go in and do a whole bunch of work and hope that rents increase later on. This one, it already is producing $33,725 per month. And that's with a 91% occupancy. The total rent roll is just over $36,000. There's plenty of opportunity here to go ahead and fill up one or two units and get to that $35,000 a month range on a $2.7 million strike price. So this thing I think is probably as good as it gets. If you're looking to level up your game and get into a commercial grade multifamily asset, this is as good as they get if you're looking for an out of the box solution without having to go in and do a major value add. The nightmare version of this deal, though, being that it's in Amarillo and it is a 48 unit apartment building, is if you don't understand the market, if you don't understand management, if you don't understand the income, your collections can really soften. And now all of a sudden, your nine cap it turns into a two or a three, and it becomes impossible to sell. And now you're looking at repositioning the asset and disposing of it because you let management fall. So the blessing is also the curse, as is so often the case with these properties. This one, exceptional out of the box deal. It really relies on a really strong operator to take it over and leverage what they've learned, usually on their duplexes and quads. Maybe they own a 10 unit and leverage that into this first big boy play at 48 units. Deal number two is probably the cleanest small investor deal on the list. And I say small investor deal just because of price point at 475,000. It's a brand new duplex. You've got $4,900 a month coming in rent. You're already locked into a long-term lease. The tenant pays all utilities, tenant pays all lawn care. This is something that you could go ahead, just like that 48 unit. You can purchase this one. It's fully occupied. It's going to be cash flow positive from day one, producing a healthy cap rate and a healthy cash on cash return. The asset is in excellent condition. We already have redacted leases posted. And by the way, I send out this deal distribution list. It goes out every single morning, well, Monday through Friday. And we're always including opportunities like this. This is an off market deal for $475,000. The biggest risk for this opportunity, the doom scenario, is that the thing that makes this one so good is also what makes it so dangerous in that a single tenant is leasing out both sides. So one tenant controls both sides, and they're using Airbnb as an Airbnb arbitrage opportunity. So the Airbnb income is ultimately paying your rent. So even though you're running this as a long term rental, you are exposed to a single tenant who is reliant on the performance of their Airbnb. So you do have good, I'd say actually excellent day one income from a turnkey new construction duplex. But you do have, to use an Alex Ramosi phrase, key man risk with this asset. Number three, off market Mesquite Airbnb. So the far east side of Dallas has a pool in place. This thing did $102,000 in revenue in 2025, and we or in 2024 rather, and we do have the confirmed revenue statements from Airbnb. $100,000 revenue on a $400,000 strike price. Typically, if you've got a deal that's doing, if typically the strike price is going to be right around 5.5 to 6 times whatever the proven revenue is, and that's like on a good high performance Airbnb. This one realistically would still cash flow positive, even if it was priced at 550,000 to $600,000. It would still cash flow positive. This is a 16.5% cash on cash return, assuming you're running it as a conservative Airbnb deal. Right now, there's a long term tenant in place paying $4,800 per month. So even as a long term single family rental in a major urban core market like Dallas, it's still way north of that 1% rule. And the owner isn't paying for any of the lawn care, they're not paying for any of the utilities. It's just a high cash flow long term rental play right now with the upside of a $100,000 a year Airbnb. This thing is bonkers. This is an excellent deal and something that really you're only going to find off market, going through providers who are looking through inventory every day and have a large pipeline of deals that they're going through before going ahead and disseminating them. This isn't going to be something that just pops up on Zillow. These are ones where you actually need an off market opportunity, and you actually have to move pretty quick when I send out these emails, because usually after I press send on the email, we'll get 15 inquiries on this deal and then it's under contract by lunch. So I do think this one is awesome. However, danger here is really just falling in love with that $102,000 income number and forgetting that Airbnb income is not always the same thing as guaranteed rent. And this requires an operator, just like that 48 unit deal we talked about a little bit ago. This one requires an operator. You've got to be willing to put in the work in order to generate an 80th or a 90th percentile revenue stream. Last deal here from the list, Sachse, second duplex that hit in 2 days in Sachse. These things sell within about a day and a half. So this is a house hacker deal, the type that every single house hacker always looks for. It's near Dallas, near Plano. One side is already leased out for $1,500 a month. You have a really strong suburb, highly rated schools, low crime rates. You're walking into a small equity position. The place is worth about $390,000. So this is exactly what every single house hacker who's looking for a Dallas duplex is looking for. Low price, one tenant already occupied, upside in terms of equity, upside in terms of where you can push rents. We actually sold another property on the same street on William Street, and both units already leased for $1,800 per month. So you've got a ton of upside here. This is absolutely as good as it gets in terms of a house hacker play. The red flag is that the house hacker who this deal is perfect for actually has to move very fast in order to secure it. Most of the time, a house hacker is going to be a newer investor. They're moving a little bit slower. They've got a lot of questions, and all that is okay. But usually, there's not enough time to really think and do 100% due diligence like a house hacker wants to do, because they ultimately disappear. And that's why I always get the call that says, "Hey, there's nothing on the market." Well, there is, but the good deal that actually made sense to house hack only lasted about a day and a half on the market. You're not stacking up good house hack inventory on the market. That's why you'll see them disappear pretty quickly. So that's the deal distribution for today. If you want to subscribe to it, you just go to victorsteffen.com/daily-deals. And I'm so excited to work with you guys. Call, email, text anytime. We'll get you taken care of. Again, victorsteffen.com/daily-deals. And we'll get you taken care of.